On the last episode of the Bog Grog, our party of adventurers didn't even manage to set out on an adventure. Instead, adventure found them as the food in the tavern transformed into murderous oozes and tried to take a bite out of them. Now that the slimes have been dispatched, it's time for some answers, like where did the slimes come from, and why are there kobolds in the kitchen? I'm going to issue a I'm not going to say a correction, but Jonas, the kobold you have pinned is unconscious underneath the barrel. You have downed him. He's not dead.
He's still,
but like there's a little bit of squirm, but he is down for the count.
He's still gonna try and talk to that one.
Okay,
and
so
to end, I'm also going to move over to there. I checked it out. That's 30 feet, which is my total speed.
Yeah, and so you hear kind of simultaneously with all of this, Jonas has opened the door and there is like a loud crash, a clatter, and like kind of a weird hissing scream, yell, screech. It sounds like Jonas just killed something that wasn't a slime. The slimes were pretty quiet.
Ben?
Oh, Malthus, you and death.
You're
back at it again.
Okay. So I guess I'm gonna have the kobold roll initiative just in case it matters. There we go. It is not high on the list. Okay. So Malthus, you are at the front. You more or less have control of this situation. You have a indignant and kind of scared dwarf, a unconscious kobold, and a much more like scared and freaked out kobold because you just absolutely overturned their makeshift barricade upon them in a violent and catastrophic manner, pinning and knocking one of them unconscious. And you have walked into the room and said, "I'm sorry," right?
Yep. No, I'm still fine with that. So
okay.
So it's my turn again. I can.
So we're dropping initiative for the moment.
Okay.
But I'm gonna just keep the current initiative order because this is kind of like possibly paused combat. So roll a persuasion check, I guess, to come off as not threatening.
Genuine.
Okay. Gosh, I think you succeed. I think the kobold is still freaked out and, you know, at least somewhat processes that what just happened was an absolute accident and possibly their own fault for hiding behind their barricade. And it's going to look at you with like kind of beady little eyes and it's like, "Who are you? What are you?" They clearly thought they'd have the upper hand here, and they are very much on the back claw.
They speaking Draconic?
Common.
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice.
Most creatures you find in the city will just baseline speak Common, or at least understand it. Realistically, it has a much thicker accent than I can give it, and it's like much more broken. So it's more like "who you?" So who you?
Who you?
So I'm going to ask this kobold here, what's going on? Why did you tie up the dwarf, presumably with your very little hands?
Want ingredients? Need delivery? Dwarf no bring. Gonna bargain.
Sorry, it was the dwarf like muzzled?
He is tied up. It looks like they might have drubbed him over the head, so he looks kind of confused.
All right. Okay.
The ingredients.
Yeah.
During this conversation happening,
Ring?
I'm going to like sneak up to this corner and just poke my head around.
So I'm assuming Malthus is not the most burly fellow. I took a look at his stat block and he seems pretty all-roundy. Yeah.
He's pretty all-roundy. Yeah.
Yeah, very all-roundy. So Malthus is a very, I don't know, I'm not going to say like a slender tiefling, but he's easy enough to speak around. You might have trouble peeking around Cub, because when I drew the portrait of him, I was just imagining that he wears a tent for a cloak.
Yeah. Speaking of Cub, he's embarrassed that he lost his temper, and he's using what would be a turn to reset the table back up and put everything back how it was, because he's a little embarrassed that he lost his temper in that way.
Including the map. Don't forget the map.
And the map's back on there too.
Okay, I think I'm going to move in.
Okay.
And just to have an easier conversation.
It's gonna it's gonna keep the dwarf between you two as kind of like a living shield.
Really doesn't understand diplomacy very well.
I mean, you just knocked out his friend.
Sorry.
He's terrified.
He said sorry.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm not sure who is in the wrong here, because we did just drink slime booze. So I'm not exactly like on the bartender's side right now, as I just have a belly full of slime that hopefully doesn't start attacking my intestines.
At this point, with that Constitution save, you have digested it.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh my God.
That's good. I'm very, I think, neutral to the situation, and I'm curious as to what ingredients that they're looking for. So, ask this kobold, what are you looking for?
Fruits, veggies, wheat, grain, meat, more meat, spicy.
So it's a chef. Okay.
Make a perception check. Or maybe is it still perception, or is there another? I'm just gonna kidnap your character sheet for a hot second.
I think it's perception.
Yeah. Yeah, it is perception. There used to be like insight, but they've no, it is insight. Make an insight check.
Oh,
there you go.
Insight. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yep. Okay. So that's enough. You can tell this guy has no idea what all he knows is get ingredients. This is not the chef that you were looking for.
Any what? Cub, are you? No, you can't hear me. Never mind.
I can't. I'm busy. I kind of am trying to purposefully hide myself from everyone right now.
You're playing interior decorator. That's okay.
Yeah. I feel shame right now at the moment.
It's ID.
I'm worried
D&D.
everybody saw.
So I'm going to ask now that I kind of understand that this is not the chieftain by any means. Who are you here for? Who do you serve as master?
Hey.
Question 2.
Serve Green Man.
You're gonna have to be more descriptive. Does Green Man have a name?
Very confused. This is the most amount of thought he's put into anything all week.
Albert Greenman.
Tall Greenman. Weird head. Vegetable?
It might be me. It could be me.
Your family's here.
And I'm assuming I can see this now, right?
So there is a skillet with teeth and tongues, and it mostly just seems to be hanging out there, and you're not sure why.
Fair enough. I am going to... Oh, I don't know what I want to do. I want to threaten something.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if it's threaten the kobold to leave, or to just give them this frying pan and say that this is what you need. And I'm not sure what to do.
Okay. Well,
did you bring? I'm going to ask the kobold. Did you bring this frying pan? with you?
Yes, was given to negotiate with.
Why does it have teeth and tongues coming out of it?
Don't know. Green Man said his.
All right, I'm getting kind of annoyed with the kobold here, so I'm going to threaten this kobold.
Okay. So what are you going to threaten it with?
Ray of sickness. Can I do that? That's a thing, right?
Okay.
Like I'm going to say, like, look, either leave or and take your frying pan with you, or I'm going to cast Ray of Sickness upon you.
Okay. So make an intimidation check. And it needs to make an intelligence check to even understand what the hell that is.
I know they're not the brightest.
He's too dumb to know he should be scared.
So it's not.
No, he is scared.
It's not terribly yeah, it's not intimidated, does it? No. Yeah. So it's not intimidated, but it does know that you can kill it. Task failed successfully. It's gonna look at you, and then it's just gonna look at its friend, and it shrugs and drags its friend from out underneath the barrel, and then I guess just drags it out the back door that you're standing next to. And assuming you don't immediately follow, you lose sight of it pretty quickly.
Okay.
You have a mildly concussed dwarf, still tied up, and also a frying pan that is wiggling.
Do I see the frying pan from the door?
Yes.
I'm going to walk in with the intention of freeing the dwarf, but as I look around the room and see that there's a tentacly wriggly frying pan, I immediately forget about the dwarf, and I pop Bubbles back into my hat and say, I'll clean you later, don't worry. And then I head over and like start to get close to this frying pan and just have a look at it, because it's creepy and weird.
Okay, so make I'm gonna say another insight check.
I'm really good at those too.
Okay. You have no idea what this is. You've never seen anything at all like this creature. It's freaky, it's horrible. It's got way more tongues and teeth than any frying pan should ever have. And it looks kind of aggressive, but it's not like immediately attacking you. But it looks pretty spooky.
I kind of brush past him and get it right in there and kind of do the same thing.
Okay, I'm gonna say make a dexterity check, and or a
just dexterity saving throw, or just unskilled dex check.
Dex savings throw.
Saving throw. Ba, 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 ba.
Okay, it tongues you. It hurt.
Oh.
Well, it's gonna try. It's not like terribly active about trying to hit you, but no, it drubs you hard.
That'll do it.
Actually.
It's not trying, but it's just too easy.
So you take 4 damage as this thing kind of lashes out at you, and it's gonna start like freaking out a little bit. I'm like backs up.
It moved. I'm throwing a dagger at it, like just straight away.
Okay.
Cookware should not move.
It's fair.
All right, try and hit it. I'm gonna add this thing's initiative order. The kobolds are gone.
So Oz is no longer adjacent to it, so I'm going to throw my dagger with my main hand.
Okay.
Hit it with a 13.
Yes. Wow, these things are weird. What makes these things
4
scary?
points of piercing damage.
Oh. That's what makes this thing scary. Let's see. By the way, Oz, You also should make an insight check, or maybe like, is there like a knowledge check, or let me check your skills for a hot second.
History is if could be something I've seen before. Arcane would be if it's something inherently magical. Other than
definitely
that, it's like
Arcana.
Investigation or
Give it an Arcana check.
Okay, I am proficient in those. Well,
okay.
Doesn't matter when
you
you
have
roll
no
3.
idea what it is.
So yeah, I literally just like throw a dagger and jump backwards, and probably into the dwarf.
You hit it with the dagger. Gosh. Okay. So you hit it with the dagger. Did I roll? It's initiative. I don't think I did. All right, it's 15. So it goes after you. After Malthus. So Malthus, you see this happening. Are you gonna head for the frying pan, or are you going to focus on the dwarf?
I'm going to untie the dwarf.
Okay. So the frying pan it's a little hurt, but like barely. This thing looks a fair bit tougher than anything else you've dealt with so far. It is going to you know what? It's going to take the barrel with way more strength than you were expecting. It takes the barrel and more or less tosses it into the oven. Just absolutely
like
flooding the room with hot steam. You're not hurt by it, but you can't see anything. Except for Oz. Make a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. You hear the sound of stone grinding against stone, and then like a clatter. And as the steam clears, the frying pan is gone. And it took Garrett's knife.
Oh,
I like that knife. Wait.
oh man.
Wait, where'd it go? How did it? I'm gonna like start looking around the room.
I heard it. Is there any sort of like hole in the wall or anything that I can see?
Make investigate checks, both of you.
Sure.
Also, how injured are you guys?
I'm about half hurt.
Half.
Yeah, I'm about half.
Okay.
Half as well, yeah.
So there's a mechanic in 5th edition where you guys can take a short rest, where you will get, you will roll 1 hit die and get that amount of HP back. I don't remember if you add your constitution to that, but that should be something you keep in mind when you have a slow moment. It might be worth resting. Maybe not now, but something to consider. Let's see.
Depends on your rules for short resting. Like normally a short rest is considered, like rules have written, a short rest is an hour, but different DMs do different things.
I thought it was like 15 minutes. Maybe it's an hour. Okay.
I mean, if you want it to be 15 minutes, it's your world. I'm not going to argue with you, but that's just
it's either way. There will very rarely be huge time constraints here. Okay, you do also add your constitution, your HD for the short rest. Cool.
That is correct.
Anyway, so it almost immediately you spot the slight drag marks on the floor and realize that there is a tile that is loose, leading to a really old looking staircase that descends into the dark. And Malthus, you've spent your time while they get that working. You have untied the dwarf and roused him, and he looks quite confused and a bit upset. And he is ready to talk if you've got any questions for him. Otherwise, he's just kind of concerned about the bar.
Yeah, my biggest question is, why did you serve us slime?
I didn't know there were slimes in the food. I had no idea. I wake up every morning, I come down here, I cook breakfast as normal, I don't add any slime. That's not on the ingredient list. He pulls out his recipe book, and he points at like all the listed ingredients. See? No sentient slime, no attack slime, nothing of the sort.
He added a line to specifically say no slime, in fact.
Yeah, he does. He does that right in front of you.
While they're having that conversation, Garrett is going to sneak over and look at the staircase.
Okay, it's pretty dark down there.
Fascinated by ruins.
Yeah,
I have dark vision.
Okay. Oh, right, you're a gnome. For whatever reason, I keep thinking halfling, and I am wrong. Anyway, so you can actually see down below. You can see it's quite a dusty staircase, but there are claw prints. It looks like the kobolds have done this before, but never in broad daylight. And they have been up and down a couple of times at this point, but only like however many times, 5 or 6. And that, usually they were overburdened going down. That you can see that the prints were much more, I guess, they were much deeper in the dust than the way up. So they've clearly been robbing the larder for some time and using the secret passage.
I'm going to ask the dwarf while Garrett is investigating. What do the kobolds want with you?
They were demanding ingredients, fruits, vegetables, a lot of meat for some reason. I don't know, but I mean, they've apparently already cleaned me out. I was wondering where all my ingredients went this morning. I barely had enough to make food for y'all. I guess that would explain probably where the slime came from.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but why haven't you taken action against the kobolds in the past?
I didn't know they were here. I thought just cut purses or homeless were just sneaking in and taking food, and I thought, well, it's my civic duty to share, so I just let them do it. I didn't realize it was kobolds coming to raid my larders. That if I knew that, I would have stopped them long ago. I would have put something heavy over that tile, but had no idea it was even there.
Okay, so we could, I'm not going to speak for the party, but we are a group of adventurers. We could investigate this for you, but we come with a price. We're not.
Well, I'm a dwarf of my word. I will pay a hefty sum. Well, hefty enough. It depends a little bit what's down there. If it's just those 2 kobolds and it's empty, I'll pay you a nominal fee. But if it's something worse, gosh, really, if you can find out where those slimes came from, that's the real kicker. If you can figure out where those came from and stop it at its source, then I'll pay you a hefty sum indeed. Because I can't run a healthy or wealthy establishment if, every once in a while the food just decides to get up and jiggly and punch my customers in the noses.
That seems like a bad business practice.
Bad plan.
So, Cub, you're right beside me.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should we trust the dwarf? Should we take on his adventure, or not his adventure, his job?
Before I weigh in, I asked the dwarf for his name. Sir,
give me a second.
What is your name? 5. His name is 5. What the hell's happening over there?
See, the 5 is him trying to make a persuasion check on you guys to convince you to take up his quest, and he's doing a very bad job of it. He does not have much in the way of charisma.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I could tell.
Sorry. I'm losing it a little bit because we were both investigating the stairwell down. Garrett starts to sneak down, and I was like, I'm still looking for this, so I might see him do it. And then I rolled a 2 and a 1. So.
No.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
So you're fine. You're here with us.
So Oz, you have discovered that ovens are indeed hot, but you are still exploring that
nice.
That specific quirk of thermodynamics. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Ovens are hot.
Anyway,
pans bite people.
My name is oh gosh. You know what? Why not? Throw Smith.
I am interested in helping you with this with your task. I'll do it for free. You got for anything for family. I say.
I asked chat and they immediately were like, yeah, Thror Smith. And I'm like, all right, let's own this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he is
Anything for
confused by this
family, anything for
unfamiliar change of heart from Cub, but also, very, very happy that his attempted negotiations went over so well. You'll do it for free. Well, thank you. That would mean the world to me.
I can't speak for my friends.
Oh. Well, I mean, once the slime problem is gone, I can at least return the favor: free breakfast and ale whenever you want it. Hell, free room and board when I've got openings. I can't kick people out. That would be rude.
We can live together.
You can stay here occasionally. Please don't.
We can live together. We can live together.
Oh dear.
I am interested. I am interested in this.
He's realizing that his Faustian bargain is starting to backfire on him terribly. But he's a dwarf of his word. I mean, I guess it would help to have hopefully soon to be famous adventurers living around here who would keep the tavern safe. No one would mess with me. He's crunching the numbers. I'd have to move some rooms around and mostly focus on the dining experience, but I guess that would be okay because then I wouldn't have to worry about slimes in the food. Yeah, he's just muttering to himself at this point. He goes on for a while.
His name is what? Thor or Thror?
So it's Thor, but with an R randomly thrown in there. It's like 3 R's and they move. He's not okay. He's literate, but he's not really sure either.
I think it's something like this. Yeah.
Oh my god, we're gonna get killed by a dragon that's called like Drago Smith.
I turned
if it gets around, somebody might use this against Cub.
I'm cheering him on from the sidelines.
I say,
you found your real family, buddy.
I asked Oz why he didn't tell me about Roar.
Still not actually a Smith.
I turn away.
I give you a thumbs up before you do.
Okay, so while you guys are negotiating with the barkeep for free room and board at the inn, Garrett has descended down. Oz is not noticed in the slightest, but well, I guess he rolled dang high stealth. Can I get a perception from Cub and Malthus?
All right.
Do they even know that the hidden passage exists?
I'll just roll as you can decide if you care.
You guys haven't really noticed. The only person in the room that knows that the passage is there, not that it's like particularly hidden, is Oz, and Oz is like touching the oven and then going like but he's like touching different parts, trying to suss out how heat distribution works.
Do I know enough about kobolds with my experience adventuring and like knowledge of history and stuff to know that they are devious and like to set traps and things?
Make a...
Because if so...
It's either history or... I'd almost even take nature. Kobolds are just kind of normal for everybody around here.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with my historical knowledge then, because I'm very good at that.
Okay.
I rolled a 3.
So you have fairly common knowledge about kobolds that they're kind of dumb individually, but as a group, they tend to actually be quite smart. They work together. They're very like pack oriented and will often put the needs of the tribe over their own like individual needs. And they tend to do ambushes. You might not necessarily know about their specialty for traps, because I think this is the first time you've specifically dealt with them. But you know that, they're sneaky.
They like to ambush and they're sneaky. So in that case, I'm going to be very, very careful as I sneak down this corridor and move very slowly and just keep an eye out for any like blind corners or anything
so
that I don't accidentally walk into a spear.
If you look up to the top right, I've revealed an area for you of the map, I think. Is that visible? I cannot. No, it's not letting me reveal anything. Weird. There you go. I apparently have to be on that layer. to actually be able to reveal things, which is kind of annoying.
How do you change layers?
Sorry, what was that?
I still don't see any difference. Is there like a layer?
If you
Not that
zoom
I-
out a little
Upper-
bit.
Scroll up and right. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah. So there is what looks to be a very ancient larder there. Some of the barrels and boxes are very new, and some of them are have clearly been here for longer than the inn has been standing. They have been picked over by who knows how many different creatures. But you notice enough signs that the kobolds have kind of been in and out and have been using this as a storeroom.
Okay, so I'm up there at those stairs then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to look around the room. Are those water barrels actually barrels of water? Can
Yes.
I see that?
So
they're-
as far as you can tell, the barrels of water are the only thing that are like actually full. And you're not really sure why, but everything else has been mostly picked over, at least at a cursory glance. You'd have to start popping barrels open to find out more.
Okay, I'm going to walk over to this barrel and I'm going to sniff it and see if it's okay and doesn't smell weird. And if it doesn't smell weird, I'm going to get Bubbles out and I'm going to give him a wash.
So you've been around bird baths before, probably specifically for Bubbles. So you know enough that this more or less just smells like a kind of dusty bird bath.
Okay, I'm going to give Bubbles a wash then.
Okay, Bubbles is now becoming progressively more clean. So, upstairs, boys.
I'm going to continue on the negotiations with Thrower
Okay.
here, and as much as the investigations or looking into the Cobalt mishaps are great and a room aboard, we need something further from you. What else do you have for me specifically?
I mean, I could, oh, you know what? He is going to walk over to a box, and he's going to pop the top off and pull out a far darker drink than you'd seen previously. And he's got a bit of a twinkle in his eye, because he knows you were looking for one of these, but he didn't want to let you in on the rare stock. But, I hate to say that I have, well, no, I don't want to name any sources, but I've got these rare, deep midnight, oh shoot, give me an alcohol. Off the top of my head, I don't drink much.
It's rum would be fine, I think.
Okay, deep midnight rum, straight from below. If you catch my drift. And you aren't likely to find any more of these in any other tavern in the area, at least not for a while. I snagged this shipment myself. Went to the source, you might say. And well, if you're looking for the real good, the real dark stuff, you aren't gonna find any darker up here.
Is that one filled with slime too?
No. I better not. I'm going to be pissed.
How can you be so sure?
He looks at it and he's like, I don't dare open it myself, but if it's tainted too, then I'll give you the whole tavern. He looks very upset about this prospect.
Well, if we get it, we open it, and there's slimes in there. I am gonna tell Dad when I find him.
If you see,
And then I walk away.
if you see Dad, I tell him I'm here.
All right.
Thank you.
I
Is he actually convinced
accept your
Thrower?
offer.
I'm confused, but I'll take it. Okay.
I think we
Go ahead,
we have a deal for free room and board, food and mead.
You drive a
and,
hard
and
bargain.
this-
Now, I better expect results. Like I said, all of this is very contingent on there being something spookier down there than just a couple of kobolds, because I don't know. They're not worth it. I'll give you a taste if it's just kobolds. I'll give you that much.
I think you have a deal, but with no guarantee that the kobolds will not return. You're still going to have some problems in the future.
Well, you just scare them off,
regardless
then.
of what's downstairs. Yeah, we're not going to be around here forever.
But I thought you negotiated to stay here for a while.
No, we would like room and board as we need.
Oh, well, okay. Just scare them off when you come back. Then it's like doing the dishes.
So, where's this downstairs you speak of?
He points at a small staircase leading underground. I'm assuming that. I mean, your friend found it and went down there.
Okay, so we will go check it out.
But guys,
Oops, sorry.
this furnace thing, it's crazy. It's not as hot as a smithing forge, but it's still quite hot.
It's an oven. You never cooked before?
Nope.
You wanna learn how?
Nope.
Oh.
And I'm just gonna
Okay.
kind of.
He leaves.
That feeling when you get to Don Morag and the innkeeper asks you if you want to learn cooking. Nope.
All right.
Better things
And
to be
Cub,
doing.
what are you up to?
Stairs.
Me?
I'm gonna.
I've finished cleaning off bubbles.
Cub, we'll get to Garrett in a second because everybody's coming down to you. Is Cub just hanging?
Okay.
Cub
Is BRB 1 minute.
Oh, okay. Missed that. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So you guys are in a very cramped cellar. It's pretty full of boxes and barrels and some other things. But not too much else. And let's see. There we go. Afraid we lost him for, well, not good, but I know you said his internet was down.
No,
Anyway.
I typed in the chat. I was trying not to interrupt.
Oh yeah, I saw it. It's fine.
All right. What I missed?
So, Garrett, what have you found, or have you just been focusing on your sugar flyer?
Sugar glider.
Sugar glider, sorry. Yeah.
So I've just been cleaning bubbles, but when I finished cleaning bubbles, I was going to start searching around the room and trying to find out where this frying pan went. I can't see it anywhere, so there's probably a way out because I haven't found it or heard it down here. So I'm guessing there's a way out.
We made a deal for free room and board and hugs for our family to investigate. Apparently the kobolds will come through here, and yeah, the frying pan disappearing is a bit funky. So
can I get an acrobatics check for the handstand?
Thank you. I was trying to make him fall down the stairs.
Oh, okay.
But
make an acrobatics check for
Oz.
falling safely.
Okay, fair enough. I would love
All right.
to. Oh,
So,
shoot. Oh, man.
Cub absolutely just tuck and rolls down the stairs. You have no idea what he's doing, but he is down there.
I'm recovering. I was just stumbling. I recovered in a way that just looked cool, I guess. But it was a recovery from a failure. It's all good. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want anyone to notice. Carry on, he says.
You should be quiet. There's no evil monster down here. Shh. I'll try and find the way out, and I'm going to explore the room and see if there's any like secret passages or hidden switches on the walls.
Okay, make an investigate check. Any of you guys doing anything else, or is he just leading the charge? Damn.
I'd probably also be looking. Oh well, maybe I don't have to.
Yeah, I would. I would if it didn't matter.
Investigation.
The little bit that you have adventured with Garrett, you know that he is very, very perceptive when it comes to like noticing things that are out of place. and he also has an extensive knowledge of architecture and history. Like
Okay.
his fascination is with ancient ruins and
So,
stuff like that.
roll 2d6.
Okay. 8.
Okay, so 3 and 5. Okay, so you as you are looking for this secret entrance, which you do find, you are also light fingering through many of the boxes and barrels, just kind of casually. And as part of it, you pick up 12 gold, let's see, what looks to be like a quarterstaff, but it's got a button in the center. A sharpened, it's a javelin. But it's like a javelin with like a kind of lightning-like zigzag along much of the shaft on it, and it seems to have some kind of runes inscribed on it. And you also find, make a history check.
I'm also pretty good at those.
Okay, you recognize that you found an artifact of a lost gnomish civilization that was, you think it's called a musket, but it's very rusty, and it looks, kind of busted.
Okay.
You don't know how to use it,
right.
though, unfortunately. But you do have an
No,
artificer on hand who
recognize the
might be
form.
able to figure it out.
Yeah.
Boy.
Okay. So, like, as I search around the room and like leaf through the barrels and things.
Yeah. So
and I find this stuff.
Yeah. So you also find a passage. It's less a passage and more a crevice in a wall that someone small like you could actually sneak through or even like squeeze through without any issue. However, most people, most cubs have no hope of ever squeezing through it normally. But it does also look kind of it looks kind of let's see. I don't know. I guess old and crumbly. So you could probably break it with ease if you just wanted to ram it.
Okay. Pub, you like to throw things. Here.
I don't
and
like to
I'm gonna
throw things.
But you've got the javelins that you throw.
Oh, I thought you were okay. Yeah,
I wasn't commenting on your
I'm sorry,
on your
I
attitude.
thought you were referring to my temper. I was worried.
So I'm gonna pass when I find the javelin. I'm gonna pass the javelin to Cub.
Okay.
Do I see that it has a button on it?
The javelin doesn't have a button. The javelin has
the rod
thing.
does.
Gotcha. The rod does.
And I'm going to grab the quarterstaff and I'm going to say, this has a button on it, and you like things with buttons, and I'm going to give that to Oz.
You know me so well.
Okay.
You like buttons.
Oz,
and I'm going to say...
I'm
Can I
going
press
to
it
assume Oz
immediately upon handing? Yeah.
Okay. So you now have a significantly shorter quarterstaff.
Oh.
It's mostly just the handle.
Press the button
you press the
again.
button, it pops right back out.
Gotcha. I quite enjoyed this. Should I mark this in my inventory already?
Yeah.
Do I have to roll like an investigation or an arcana or an insight check or something to discover what this thing is?
Yeah, make an arcana check.
Sure. There it is.
Okay, it's a rod of collapsing. It's a quarterstaff that just collapses down into a smaller, effectively just a handle.
And I'm going to like reverently pick up the musket, and totally ignore the passage for like a minute while I just look at it and turn it over. And this is so fascinating. I mean, I've read about them, but I've never seen one. Not really. I mean, it's broken. And I'm going to look at Oz, and then I'm going to take off my hat, and I'm going to like slowly feed the musket into my hat, and it just goes all the way into the hat, and then I'm going to put my hat back on my head.
Okay. So
Okay,
I will say
I've
that your hat has some
very much-
limitations. It's just long enough that your hat is now kind of more of one of those classic gnome hats on top of your head because of the rod's shape and size, or the gun.
It's got a toque of holding.
And
Yeah.
I'm assuming I also see this happen, right?
You can make a perception if Garrett wants to
I
try
wasn't
and hide
trying
this,
to
he
hide
can.
it. I wasn't
gotcha.
trying to hide it. I was just like watching you carefully while I did it.
Oz,
I
make a
never took
perception
my eyes
check.
off of.
Okay.
Well, maybe I did take my eyes off it. Who knows?
Yeah.
You're not gonna see
Garrett,
anything.
just roll an accidental stealth check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so Oz has no idea. He's too busy springing that quarterstaff.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, my hat sticks up a little bit now. I might show it to Oz later on. I'm just scared that he will break it and take it apart, and it's a relic, so I'm protective. And then I'm going to turn to the rest of the group and say, "There's a passage over there. It's kind of tight. I think we could break our way through, but if you want, I could go have a bit of a look and see what's back there before we make a lot of noise, because there were kobolds. Do you want me to sneak in?"
We really have like two options here. We can try breaking or sneak.
Yeah, if we want to try sneaking, that's a good start, but I'm keen to try this route out.
Yeah,
I prefer
if
to not
it's
break
sneaking,
our newfound home.
As far as I heard, if
We're
the
staying down
sneaking is the
here.
route, I'm unable to join. Is that
I don't
what
think
heard?
anybody can at all except for Garrett. Like it's small.
Oh, okay.
So
Even that small. Okay.
I'll just go have
I
a
think
look
that-
and see what's in there.
Recon and
sure.
then maybe break.
Go peek. Go peek.
All right. We'll try and be quiet so you don't let people know I'm coming. And I
Yes,
will
no hands.
quietly
Thumbs
sneak
up.
over and try and go inside the room.
Okay.
Sneak
Do I
in.
know how long has this thing been fully extended?
It's gosh, are they? It's like 8 feet or something like that. 8 to 10. You'd have to look up how long a quarterstaff is.
Gotcha. I can
Okay.
actually just do that.
So, Garrett, you were gonna sneak in. I'm gonna roll perception on these guys. What is their perception? All right. So you walk into a room, and you find, or you walk into the room, and you find 2 other kobolds. These ones look a little bit bigger than the other ones, and one of them is just kind of hanging out near a fire pit. He doesn't seem like he cares as much. He's a bit brawner, burlier, really big for a kobold. Like this guy's been eating something that makes him a fair bit tougher. Honestly, almost the size of lizard folk. Not quite there. Maybe his halvesies. You're not sure. And then you've got another one who looks just a little bit craggier than the others, and he looks kind of tough. But it seems like they kind of have a camp set up in here, and they've been running some kind of operation. There's also a random shelf filled with potions that you don't recognize, many of which have been broken, some of which you can definitely tell from a distance are putrid, but a couple look fresh. And that's the room, and they do not spot you.
Does it look like I would be able to sneak along this wall without being spotted, or is it too open?
It's so they do have dark vision, but they're not really paying attention. They also have a fire, which is giving some nice long shadows. You would have some trouble for the first bit, and then you'd have to be very careful along the stones because they look like they're pretty loose. Because it looks like there was a cave-in sometime in recent-ish history, but you could conceivably sneak past them.
Okay. I'm going to poke my head back through the hole, and I'm going to whisper to Malthus, because I know if I whisper to Cub, he'll probably just talk in a normal voice.
I was planning on it.
See, I'm already learning. I'm already learning about my fellow party members. So I'm going to whisper to Malthus. I see a couple more kobolds in there. I think we can get the jump on them, but I'm gonna try and sneak around so that I can be behind them. In like give it a little bit, and if you hear any noise, then get Cub to bust through the wall. Okay.
I think that's a good plan. Is the hole big enough that I could cast through it?
Yes, you could and you're a tiefling, so you got dark vision. So you could absolutely just kind of stick an arm through and point at somebody, or your hand with the mace and just start ringing the bell at them vigorously.
Okay, so I think you have a very good plan if you try to sneak, and we have a good backup plan. Let's go for it.
So I am going to try and sneak along this wall so that I can hide behind these rocks over here.
Yep. All right, make another stealth check.
So before they head in, can I just say, guys, I'm pretty sure we're all still like just a bit wounded. Be careful.
True. I'm half dead.
Mhm.
Okay.
As am I.
So, despite the caution, Garrett enters the room and can sneak around freely. They do not notice you. Unless you get like right up close to them, and then I'll say another stealth check.
No. I want to just come down to here and hide behind these rocks. I'm assuming because I'm a gnome and tiny, I can hide behind these rocks.
So you enter the room, and it very much looks like it was actually part of a completely different structure at some point. Your history gives you enough to know that this is probably old city buildings, and that, you know, they just truly built on top of an old, like the old streets over time. And so this might have once been the original tavern, or maybe something else entirely, but, you know, it just got buried based on urban sprawl, I guess. And that the kobolds have taken it and turned it into kind of their little base camp. And you also do notice the golden chests. It's not really golden. I just only have one chest drawn.
That's right. But there is a chest over there that appears to be intact, which generally means it's got something in it.
Yeah, it there's some stuff around it. It looks like the kobolds have kind of been haphazardly using it for storage and other things.
Okay. So I'm just gonna like sort of hunker down here and pay attention and have a really good look around the room to make sure there are no surprises for my friends.
Near as far as you can tell, there isn't anything. Make a perception check, though.
I'm really good at these.
Okay, you don't notice much of anything.
I told you, I'm really good at these.
The two kobolds upstairs, they left out like the front door.
Correct.
Right? Correct?
Yeah,
and the
kitchen door,
the frying pan went down here. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Or at least as far as we know.
Cub, I believe you should switch me spots here so that I have a better angle of attack.
All right.
Just throwing that out there. If you
all right, we going through with it?
No, I'm moving here so I can see. I'm assuming like I can see through like this range, like into this area.
Yeah. So you can peer through and fit like an arm through comfortably. You could maybe with enough wriggling, you could fit through. It's really Cub that would have the biggest problem.
So I told my friends to come in if I made noise. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make noise. More specifically, I'm going to make this kobold make noise because I'm going to throw one of my 2 remaining daggers at him.
Okay, make a sneak attack. You have advantage.
Okay, sneak attack with advantage, thrown weapon, bullseye.
Oh,
yeah, that's pretty good.
Jeez. Okay.
Man, early level rogues are so strong.
Rogues remain surprisingly strong. That sneak attack is always nasty. Anyway, you absolutely just ace him with a dagger. Hit him bad, too. And he just starts shrieking. He is upset. He is mad. And let's see. I make a stealth check as part of that.
To see if I can get back down before he notices me.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, 1 and 2. Yeah, they actually do not know. They know someone's in the room, but they have not spotted you. That said, if you pop up again, they will immediately see you as they are now alert. And you don't have enough cover. Like, that rock is very small. If you are not a gnome, you would not be able to hide behind it. Most of the rocks in here are just rubble on the ground, just pieces of ceiling that have fallen through. But it is shrieking, and it is squawking, and it is upset, and it is hurt.
Okay,
so
I guess everybody
noise.
should roll for initiative.
Yeah, that's
just
the noise.
because.
Yeah.
I turn to the boys. I say, "Are we sure that was the noise?" I mean, that didn't sound like that didn't sound like Garrett.
I did.
I turn to Cub and I look up, and I say, "What other noise would there possibly be?"
I mean, one that could have come from Garrett. I mean, but
we clearly heard shrieking and yelling, and stay here if you want. I don't think you can fit through anyway, but I'm going to attempt coming through the hole here.
Okay, make an acrobatics check.
Oh.
Okay, so Malthus heroically is like, I'm going to go help Garrett. You know, it's time. It's hero mode. You jam your arm through, bell mace in hand, and you jam your head through, and then you realize that you are a lot bigger, and this crack is a lot smaller than you thought. You are firmly lodged in a crevasse. It's not a very thick one, but you are effectively caught between two rooms, and these two kobolds have noticed your presence. You also need to roll for... is that initiative? That's your 16. Okay. So let me reorder this.
Sorry.
Descending. All right, cool.
Sorry, I think I missed it. My head is through, but no arms. So
your head and one of your arms is through, and the rest of you is very much not. You maybe have a couple of fingers from the other arm that you're like trying to push yourself through with, but you are firmly stuck.
Wonderful.
Cub does think this is very funny.
Yeah. Us?
How much of an action would it be for me just to try to jam the shortened rod of collapsing into the breach and then try to open it to like crack it?
You're thinking, what? I'm in here.
Yeah, you would have to really squeeze in there with Malthus, which I make a wisdom check.
Just unskilled.
Yeah, just unskilled wisdom.
That's not good.
Okay, you do not realize that this is a terrible idea, so you get up in there.
Yes.
Okay. Make. I guess I'm gonna say it's. I'm just gonna say an intelligence check. No bonuses, no nothing. This is just pure brains over wisdom over brawn. All right, so you are now stuck in the hole with Malthus. You have made enough of an opening for you to get up in there, but now both of you are stuck in the hole.
Is the rod completely extended, also blocking us?
So no, it kind of is jammed there. You can unjam it,
gotcha.
But it did not dislodge
an extra action to press the button again to make it shorter.
Yeah, you can keep hitting that button, and it's gonna like, well, yeah, you press the button, it gets wider, it makes enough of a gap for you to get like a little bit further in there, and then you shrink it back down again.
Oh, I was actually kind of trying to just widen the hole with it, but
you have to squeeze under Malthus to even like get at it. So you're like underneath him, and it's really awkward. Cub, you are having the time of your life. This is really silly looking.
This is funny. I jokingly say, "What? I thought that was the noise. Aren't you gonna go in?" To Malthus.
Okay. Unfortunately,
I think our characters are more like this or something.
It's something
or actually
like this.
More like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to move it not on a grid. Oh, sorry.
Alt. Hold down Alt when you move, and you can move it anyway.
So the kobolds are they look at you guys and they be laughing. Well, no, the thorny one is laughing. He's laughing his head off because two people just suddenly sprouted from the hole. The other one is pissed though because he's got a knife sticking out of his face and he's really not happy about that. So he's going to come over for. I don't think he's smart enough to put two and two together that you guys are not the origin of the knife, and he's got a big club. So he's going to try and attempt to big club.
Which one
probably
of us?
Malthus, because Malthus is on top, and he misses
He's
terribly.
playing whack-a-mole.
Oh,
It'd be like
but
a twofer, you would think.
yeah, he does actually have 2 attacks, so he's actually going to try and go for a nibble, and he misses 2. So now there are 3 people jammed really close together in this hole as the big kobold attempts to club you and then bite you, and mostly just rams himself into the mess.
Cub cannot believe what he's seeing.
Thanks for the help, Cub. Just really,
It's not my
really.
turn yet. I say. No, I
All
don't.
right. So Malthus, you are stuck in a hole with not only your new buddy Oz, but also your new not so buddy Big Kobold.
Yeah. The wall it was a thin wall, right? Like, is it?
I mean, it's a wall. It's like maybe
It's
a
not-
brick thick. Like you could get through with some a good strength roll if you needed to. But you do
Okay.
also have an arm free, and you could just club the kobold in front of you.
I was going to say that with my free arm, does it have the mace, or am I just slapping at him?
Yeah, I'm assuming you win in mace first.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use Toll of the Dead
Okay.
and attack. Obviously, the only one I can with my one free arm. That, assuming it would not be.
You can
full
attack both
effect.
of them, by the way.
Oh, that's right. I always forget. I changed it to 2 creatures. Okay, so
Okay.
I will attack both then.
Is it a wisdom save?
Target must succeed on a wisdom save throw or
Okay.
take 1d8. Yeah. If the target is missing any of its hit point, and takes 1d12 instead.
Okay, they both fail. So roll a die 8 and a die 12. All right.
Oh my.
It's more of an
Wow.
irritation than
Oh.
anything else, but you do manage to harm them,
Cub is out of commission.
which is unfortunate because it is Cub's turn.
Break the wall, Cup.
All right, yeah.
Just smash the
I-
wall.
Just like hug us from behind and push everybody through.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how I would logically do it without like hurting you.
Ugh.
Like I'd almost have to strike like this side in, try and like break it in or something.
Just
Okay.
Kool-Aid
Otherwise, I
you
feel like
with
I'd
you.
hurt you, right?
Roll
Wouldn't
to
that, like,
Kool-Aid Man.
logically. Yep.
Unless you have like a spell or something else that works.
I would not know fully yet. I mean,
If only
Yeah.
I had prepped grease.
I guess I would do a
I'm taking all. I just so you guys know, it's taking all my effort to not make "help me, step cub, I'm stuck" jokes right now.
all right. Yeah, so it'd be a strength check unless I could like shillelagh attack the wall. Would that like
You
use my
could
wisdom
potentially use the
as
shillelagh
strength?
as a lever. Yes. Or just club the
Like-
wall.
yeah. Okay. Oh, you know what? I feel like this is an unskilled natural strength check kind of a
Okay,
situation.
so you're going to roll the Kool-Aid Man.
I'm gonna roll the Kool-Aid Man. Come on. After all this laughing, he's probably a little bit at a disadvantage.
You
but
blast
my
through the
God.
wall like it's nothing. Just, it doesn't even
Assuming we're
stop you.
fine.
Roll.
Like this,
you
boys.
have an attack.
Like
you are going. That didn't even register as resistance. All right. And well, I mean, you're technically no, it's prone. It's got you've got advantage. You do actually hit it.
Okay. All right.
Let's see how much HP it took. How much damage did you do previously? That was 13 plus 6. Okay, he is looking real bad. You see the big kobold on the ground, and you just turn and you smack him hard across the back, right in front of your friends, who are now free, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, thank God.
And
There we go.
Garrett, it is your turn.
I do turn to Malthus and I say, that was the noise. You're right.
So the big kobold is prone, right?
Yeah, after that firm drubbing and otherwise series of hapless incidents, yes.
So I get disadvantage if I attack him with a ranged weapon.
But you have advantage because he is flanked, so.
It cancels.
It cancels
Can
out.
I feel like we're
Yeah.
the Three Stooges at the wall right now. Like,
But what I
Yeah,
could
the
do.
one-
Made a
Kobold.
kobold friend. Yeah.
Okay, here's what I want to do because I only have one dagger left. All right. I want to run up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, which I can do, coming out of stealth, and stab the big kobold with my dagger with sneak
Okay.
attack. Which is all
Okay.
very easy, and I can
So
do
you
it.
just, for everybody else, your Garrett just kind of comes out of the shadows and just absolutely silently, coldly, just kind of gets up next to the thing and just. I don't want to describe what happens because it's pretty gruesome, but suffice to say he slays it in one stroke, and it is you feel a bit put off by that. And the other kobold, which was laughing its head off, is now very scared.
Well,
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yes.
Sorry. Was the dagger not in the kobold's head, and the other one was in the frying pan, and the other one was in the wall upstairs?
He probably retrieved the one in the wall. I'll let him pick his daggers back up if there's a reasonable.
Okay.
So he's down one dagger, but I think he had 3.
Yeah, so I had 3, and I threw. Yeah, there's one in this kobold, and there's one in the frying pan, which is why I only had one left because I grabbed the dagger while you guys were talking to the dwarf. I went over and grabbed the dagger.
Okay. I missed that. I'm not trying to be semantic. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because that changed the gruesome
it's
detail,
important.
whether or not you had a dagger.
Yeah, he could have
or
actually
you
just ripped the
or-
knife out of its head and then went back for it,
and
which
just
is
went back for it.
equally metal, if not more so.
So now this is the part that I need to ask about is I want to pull my other dagger out of its head with my offhand and then sling it at the other kobold.
Make a dexterity check. That's a maneuver.
Just an unskilled dex check.
Yeah. Well,
How's
yeah,
the
you do
22
it.
sound?
Roll the hit.
Wow.
I'll even give
no.
you a sneak attack with advantage. He did not see any of this coming.
Okay.
my God.
In
Even
that
with me
case,
smashing through the wall.
bullseye. 16 to hit.
Well, you kill him.
Wait, it is only 7 damage because this is an offhand attack, so I don't get a
It's
plus
a way
3.
weaker kobold.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I think we found team captain, guys.
Well, the three of us were laughing at each other stuck in a wall, and meanwhile we have Neo from the Matrix as a gnome.
Still like
and
30
Lay
damage.
Man,
in a
Neo,
turn
and
a half.
the Two Stooges.
and
we have
so
any
then
enterprising fan artists. That'd be a good one.
So I am going to like just stand there breathing deeply for a minute and then like gingerly look at my friends and walk over to the second kobold and pull out my dagger and wipe them both off and put them back into my belt.
Okay. To
And
the
not
rest of
say
you, this
anything.
absolutely bloody, like blood-drenched gnome walks over, retrieves his knife, wipes the blood-drenched daggers on his blood-drenched self, and just puts it back in his sheath.
Yeah.
He is a sight to
Cub
behold.
is not a fan. Cub is not a fan of this. A little taken aback. And he turns to. He's curious how Malthus is taking this. The whole hot topic, man.
Malthus is, because these creatures are now dead, are very interested in death and how they're acting.
Are you
Nice work,
poking at
team.
them, or do you have like some kind of ritual that you do with dead things?
They're. I didn't think that far.
You can make it up now. It's fine. It's all
Yeah,
flavor.
I would. That's true. Yeah, I do have a ritual. I actually carry 5 sticks of incense with me, so I will actually use one of them to see off the kobolds on their afterlife, to make sure that they see death in a shining light, as it were.
Okay. I guess everybody make perception checks.
There it is.
I'm not paying attention at all.
One day
Yeah.
I will see
Marty!
something, but that is not today. That's another one. Let's
Okay,
go.
so-
Take the sleep mask off. What the hell?
So Malthus, you're the only one paying attention, and you know quite assuredly that your ritual worked as it always works, and you feel the kobolds pass on as they should. And now you
Cool.
guys are
I
left
feel-
in a
I
room
feel at
with 2 dead kobolds, their stuff, a fire pit if you guys want to take a nice break, some potions, maybe a chest, and no signs of the slime or the frying pan.
Yeah, if I want to investigate the wall of potions, is that Arcana or investigation?
Yeah. Either or. Whichever's
or either.
higher.
I'll just roll
Yeah.
Arcana then.
Okay, so you
23.
pick out 3 healing potions and a let me pull up a potion table. If I can spell potion correct. I'm gonna give you something weird.
How do you do the flavor text in chat, Lolash?
Slash me.
me.
It's
Yeah.
Slash
Yeah.
me. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
a good way to stay involved when somebody else is doing their
Yeah.
their stuff.
Do you have to type your name or does it autofill that? I'm
That's
curious.
auto named.
Okay.
Okay, you find three potions of healing, cure light wounds, whatever. It's just a die 8 plus 1. And then you find one that even stoppered, it's spicy. You can smell the spice in this one. And most of the other ones are pretty bad. Oh, sorry, it's 2 die 4 plus 2 for the healing potions. All right.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna come over here and try to open this golden but not golden chest.
Yeah, it is not locked. Inside, you find a bag of small metal balls, and where is it? Okay, a bag of small metal balls. There's about 20 of them. A cloak that looks like it's been kind of dragged through the dirt and mud, and it's kind of like weird colored. It's not very styling, and some goggles.
I will take the metal balls, and I will
Okay.
assume that Oz would be interested in them. So I'm gonna give those.
What weapons does your character have, by the way? I guess you'd recognize the projectile ammunition for a sling, because your character is proficient in those. So
yeah,
they look like
proficiency
those.
is simple weapons. Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what a sling is. Slings are like the most basic ranged weapon.
There's just lead shot for a sling.
Well, who
Or
it depends on who Malthus is giving it to. Table talk wise, they're bullets from the musket, but Malthus does not know that because he does not know what a musket is and can still use them on a sling.
Yeah, I would still. Okay, so there was there was the balls, the cloak, and what was the third?
goggles.
Goggles.
Goggles. That's right. I gonna grab the cloak for myself, and I'll just put it in
Okay.
my inventory. The weird colored cloak. I'm gonna take the goggles and the bearings, and I'm going to come over to Oz and say, "Hey, Oz, look what I found! I found some metal balls and goggles. I know you like metal and goggles, so happy birthday, fellow wall-stuck traveler."
Oh my god, how long have I been muted? Dear God.
Oh, maybe a while.
Oh no!
Yeah, possibly a little while. Ever since the
no.
potions,
Well-
I think.
Potion.
Okay. I think it's because I put plus as my mute key, and I put 2d4 plus 2 for the.
I
So
see.
I'm gonna say here, trade you, and I'm gonna hand Malthus one of the healing potions. And also, I was also asking, do I have to do like a separate Arcana check to see if I can recognize what the spicy potion is? Or do I just put
I
spicy
forgot
potion?
to read that. It's a potion of fire breath. It allows you to breathe fire 3 times,
Gotcha.
or it lasts for an hour.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's see.
After
And then-
like
What else am I marking down? Metal balls.
Yeah. So your character recognizes them as ammunition for a common sling, but they look a little magical.
Gotcha. Does it matter how many of them there were?
There are 20.
20. Gotcha. And then there was one other thing, the goggles.
Yeah, the goggles.
Goggles.
Which make an Arcana check. You might know what these are.
Sure.
Does they do nothing?
Well, you
You're good
know
at
they
the
are
arc-
goggles of night vision, which you also recognize is only
Oh.
useful for Cub in the party. Everybody else has dark vision.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Gotcha. Do I know just offhand which of us are more damaged right now? I know we're about to take it.
Everybody
rest,
seems
but-
pretty damaged equally.
Gotcha.
I'm
Just trying to
looking at
figure
your
out how to split up
characters, and I
3
think every single
potions.
one of you has 5 or 4 HP.
Yeah, seems like it. This whole time I haven't been able to
Okay.
click Garrett. I can click everybody else. I don't know what that's about.
He rolled too high on stealth.
So I'm assuming
I guess.
do these just give like basic dark vision?
Yeah.
Cool. I guess in that case, after investigating them, I'm just gonna walk over to Cub and say these seem like they'd be good for you. And they're
Oh,
just goggles of night vision. They'll let you be at least on par with the other 3. Well, other 2.
Thanks. I've been wondering what you guys have been seeing on our past adventures. You guys keep talking about all the cool stuff you guys see in the dark, and I'm just like, I just nod.
Cub's just
I've been lying the whole
squinting really
time.
hard, hoping he'll see something.
I've just been like, it's like been the equivalent of laughing at a joke you don't understand. I'm just like, I wanted to be included. I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, that is scary.
At least you
And
didn't
then-
throw yourself to be stuck in the wall.
Garrett
Yeah.
stands bolt upright all of a sudden and starts glancing around feverishly and says, "Wait, where's the frying pan thing? Where did it go? There's no way out of this room, but it's not here, and it came down
That's what I've
here."
been thinking.
So I'm going to say, Cub, make a perception check, because I think you're the only character that would have a good sense of smell.
Ooh.
Nope.
I smell a fire. A little bit of my beard
Yeah.
got singed, and I can't smell anything else.
Okay.
We're the stumbling
Ah,
party.
it's
Oh my
just-
god.
And as a result of me being terrified that the party is relaxing in an underground cave where a tentacled frying pan might be hanging out, I am going to spend some time exploring all of the walls of the room to see if there's any more hidden passages.
Just
Okay.
real quick in the interim, can I pass off one more of these healing potions to Garrett?
You can try,
Gotcha.
but he is absolutely focused on, like, when he gets into snooping
Well,
mode.
Garrett does not notice
doesn't
that he
pay
now
any
has
attention.
a potion.
So I was just gonna follow him around, kind of tapping him on the shoulder
Or
with
that.
the potion until he
Either or.
noticed.
He totally ignores you as you follow him around, and
Mhm.
it takes you a couple of minutes while he is continuing to search the room. But eventually, what? He turns around and will snap at you. I'm
Potion.
busy. Oh, thanks. And I'll take
Yep.
it and put it in a pocket.
Yeah, I didn't have anything
Yeah.
else to do there, so I'm just going to move over to the fire too.
And then I
Alright.
will continue to search.
So roll and investigate.
And I'm just adding my potion of healing to my inventory. And it's a 2d4 plus 2.
Yep.
Not 2d4 plus 23.
That's a potion and a half.
Investigate.
Okay, you find it doesn't take long. There's a hidden passage behind the potion shelf. It's like the first place you would have looked. It's not like anybody was trying.
I am going to not open
was-
it immediately,
Okay.
but tell the rest of the party. I'm going to walk over and say, hey, guys, there's another secret passage behind the shelf there. I didn't open it, though.
I vote a little bit of a short rest first.
I don't know if resting in an underground cavern where we don't know the risks and stuff, or I don't know if that's a good idea. As much as I love death, I don't foresee dying. My time is not yet.
I mean, we can.
I'd rather not die in my sleep.
Okay.
Yeah. We can just move up into the tavern if you guys want to. Like, short rest doesn't literally mean that we went to sleep.
Yeah,
it just means
you guys,
we're relaxed.
you guys can
for-
either nap down here or just pop back upstairs where there's, beds and nice tables. Like, the short rest is very much just hanging, sharpening your weapons, chatting, maybe playing some dice, cards, just, not being active. Get your second wind.
I say we just rest here and just make sure we keep an eye on that passageway so that we're ready in case anything comes through. But I think we can just have a little rest here.
Okay.
I'm fine with having a rest here.
Okay.
I'm going to just move over here while we do that.
And
I'm gonna roll a hit
am
dice
also-
and get 5 hit points back.
Mhm. I will do the same. Get 4 back, puts me back to full.